Alright, we should be live. We're back. Duskmourn is officially available on Arena, so traditional premiere. Alright, let's go visit the giant eyeball. That's true, I do have a draft token. Alright. It's live, we're here. Play with the new set. Before the servers crash. Alright, we have opened two rares, neither of which I am super excited to take. I don't know, maybe there's a Tale of Tameo deck in the format, but I don't think so. And Leyline of Resonance. There's not a whole lot of spells I want to cast on my own stuff unless I'm like red-green or something, where it has to target only a single creature I control, so the fight cards don't work. But the ones that, like the pump spells and everything would still be fine. And I kind of feel like I want to be red-green if I'm doing that. I do like Irreverent Gremlin. It's a very good aggro creature. Lets you find more action. And I like Valvagos Faithful. Just buys back your dead thing, so I think it's between one of those two. Yeah, it's a 1-mana creature that can attack a little bit early on, and then you can spend 4 mana to turn it into your best dead creature. But I think I'm going to grab the Reverend Gremlin. It's a new format. We might just be able to aggro people down. Oh, there's Pyroclasm, which ruins this deck if I'm not careful. But there's also Razorkin Horde Caller, and this thing is a savage beating. 5 mana 4/4 haste, and note that it does not have to attack. If they have like the 2/2 Death Touch or something, you can just send your 2/2s into their 2/2s and make a 1/1 every turn until, they finally get tired of that and do something about it. And the 4/4 is good to rumble. So I think we're going to take that to go with our Gremlin now. Sorry, Pyroclasm. Pyroclasm is insane, by the way. You should absolutely consider taking it. The fact that I have the Gremlin and that I'm going to be taking the Razorkin and that all of my stuff, except for the Razorkin itself, dies to Pyroclasm. Like, a lot of the aggro creatures in this format are 2 toughness. There are no, 2/3s. There are, but there's not a lot of them. So, yeah, that's going to kill most aggro decks pretty well. Also, all the Manifest Dread creatures are base 2/2, so... Alright. Do I want a 4-mana 4/3 Menace, a 3-mana 2/2 Manifest that eventually I spend 6 mana and give a creature double strike, or a card in another color? Don't really want the Teddy Bear unless I'm going for Delirium, so... the Sporogenic Infection seems fine. I could just stay in red, take the aggressive Menace creature, and see where we go from there. I don't think Infection would be terrible here, though. I just don't think it's, a crazy good removal spell. It is worth noting that you cast the enchantment on a creature, and then target player sacrifices a creature other than enchanted creature. You can play the Sporogenic Infection on your creature, if your opponent only has the one, and then kill their one creature, and then your guy dies if it takes damage, so if your guy's a 1/1, that doesn't even matter. Alright, well, we didn't grab any rooms yet, so I'm not prepared to meme with Marina yet. The Jolly Balloon Man, on the other hand, is genuinely terrifying, and we will take this evil, evil clown. Oh! Hello, Bonks. What are you doing back here? Startled me because I did not know I was making that noise. Stop eating the trash can. I thought one of the mice had, started doing something crazy or something was about to fall over. Stop, please. Please stop playing with the trash can. Say, I scared Patrick.
Get up here. Patrick again.
Bye, Bonks.
Yes.
Alright, so we have the Jolly Balloon Man, and that is a problematic creature for most players to deal with, because it's a bad Kiki-Jiki, is what it comes down to. And Kiki's pretty strong and limited, so bad Kiki-Jiki's still pretty potent. So we can take the Hardened Escort. If you ever get two of these at the same time, it's just miserable for the opponent until they find removal. It is 2, 3, 4 Indestructibles attacking every turn. I am really tempted to take this since we have the Balloon Man, because the Balloon Man can make a copy of it and then they can attack together. So, and then it's a 2-1 flyer. The Glassworks, though, is also really potent, and I think I like a removal spell, so I'm going to take the Glassworks. It does 4 damage on the front side, and then the backside keeps pinging the opponent every turn. Okay, now we will take this one over the Carnival and the Cheerleader. Cheerleader also pretty decent. Very good aggro creature. But since we have the Balloon Man, I kind of want to get some Hardened Escorts going, so that way we can do that trick. So, other fun thing we can do is making the 1 Escort unblockable, and therefore it doesn't have to be indestructible, and then whatever attacks with it can be indestructible, and both of my creatures are probably getting through. It's either that or Fear of Surveillance here. Alright, I was not prepared for the squeak toy. My god, that's hilarious. Why does everybody say that? It's the sound of my ribs crushing my lungs. Never seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Highly recommend. Alright, we even get the Cheerleader now. Over grab the prize. Will not be sticking my hand into that clown's mouth, thank you kindly. At least not now. We might have to later. That is one of the more amusing flavor texts from this set. The worst part is, the keyhole was in an even scarier clown's mouth. Is this the wheel? This is the wheel. I didn't even realize this was Tamiyo's, I just saw that the ley line was back. So this is a really good one to copy with the Balloon Man, because it gives me a 1-1 that locks down one of their creatures, and then can get in for damage, so I think we're taking that over ley line. The Razorkin is fine. It's a decent blocker against flyers, and being able to turn your lands into spells is both good in the late game when you're flooding out, but also good for Delirium to get that first land into the graveyard as soon as possible. Boiler Bilge is fine, but we only have so much room for 5-drops, and the Fear and the Razorkin are both better, so I'm just going to take the Percussionist. Cult Healer, Teddy Bear. Like I said, I don't care for the Teddy Bear if I'm not trying to get Delirium. I think it's fine if you are trying to get Delirium. It's a colorless creature. Oh, it's a new set. Time to take the bulk rare, so that way we can get 4 of it. Yeah, unsurprisingly, we did not wheel... Oh, we wheeled the red-white land, though. That's pretty decent. We did not wheel the other Hardened Escort. Somebody else might be trying to get all of the Hardened Escorts and get that combo going. Alright, so... Unwanted Remake is a Desperation removal spell. Like, it kills a creature for 1 mana, which is great, but it gives them a replacement creature, which is about the worst thing you can give your opponent when you kill a creature is another creature, even if it's not a good one. Like, it has to be genuinely terrible, and the creature you're killing has to be really good for this to be worth it. It is 1 mana, though. I think I just want the Fear of Surveillance over the Vicious Clown and Trapped in the Screen. There's a lot of enchantment removal in this set, so removal that is itself an enchantment gets a little dangerous, because they can kill it and get their thing back a lot easier. Yeah, Zimone is really strong, but we're nowhere near her, so... Oh, there's the Fear of Abduction. There's also just another Glassworks, which might be better for my deck. The Fear of Abduction, though, is genuinely problematic with the Balloon Man if you can get that going. So you only have to exile your creature if you are casting it. It's an additional cost to cast. Also, you can note that the Fear of Abduction has the old wording. So Fear of Abduction just exiles the creature with its ability, and when it goes away, it triggers its other ability to give the things back to the owner's hands. If it dies while the target to be exiled is still on the stack, it will give you back your thing that you exiled to pay for it, and it will not give the opponent's creature back because it hasn't taken it yet, and then it will finish resolving and take the creature. It does have that wording, as opposed to the more current wording like the Trapped in the TV has, where if the Trapped in the TV explodes before it's done resolving, they just never lose their creature. Do we want another Ragged Playmate? I think that's fine. We do have a decent number of 2-drops. I don't need another 2-drop, but we're the aggro deck, so I feel like if we're not taking it, we probably need the removal spell. It's also possible to make this thing unblockable when we do already have one with the Playmate, and then attack with it and get in for 6, which is a huge chunk of damage. I think I'm okay taking the Violent Urge here. A Cheerleader, a Vicious Clown. Jump Scare is fine as a combat trick. Jump Scare also pushes damage through, so I think I'm okay taking that. Like I said, we've got a lot of 2s, so I'm safe to take Jump Scare here. One day I will draft the Cursed Recordings deck, and it will be a very interesting deck. So there are 2 Land Cyclers, and those are fine. They let you spend mana in order to get a land from your deck, and if you draw them in the mid to late game, you can just hold on to them and cast a big body. But since we're an aggro deck, I don't think I need 6-drops or to take time out of my busy schedule to fetch a land unless I'm desperate. So I did not notice it made that sound the last time. So we're going to take the Gremlin. Gremlin is really good, because if you start flooding out, you just get to pitch your lands and try and draw more spells every time you get one of your creatures, since most of your creatures will meet its requirement. Also, it comes into play, so the Jolly Balloon Man's 1/1 version will work, even if we're copying a larger creature. Yeah, I'm going to take the Playmate over the Slumber. So we're not trying to get Delirium, so Possessed Goat and Hand That Feeds aren't really good for the deck. I guess I'm taking the Hand, but it's going to the sideboard. There's no rare for me to take, and I might need an extra aggro creature if I, pass on too many 2-drops, because I think I have enough. Alright, now we'll take the Clown. Clown is a good finisher with the Playmates. We can buff it up. But yeah, we don't want too many of them, and we're going to get a bunch of them. I'm a little sad that the Smoky Loungers are flowing right now, because there weren't any in the first pack, and that deck is really ridiculous when it gets going. And it's a really cool deck, too. You haven't seen any of the good blue rooms, though, I don't think, so I guess it's okay. We have 2 Glassworks, which are great with the Lounge, but we would also need, the Meat Locker, a couple other things. Alright, there's nothing else in this pack. We're going to take the Rare Land. I don't need a Found Footage, and nothing else is playable in my deck, so we're just going to Rare Draft towards set completion. We already have 2 Playmates. I can take another Attack in the Box, and we can probably pick up another Playmate with how much they're flowing. So if I really wanted to do the make my guy unblockable, hit you for 6 out of nowhere, we kind of have that going. Also, the Attack in the Box is a decent thing to copy with the Balloon Man, because that is a 5-power flyer at that point, and that chonks super well, so maybe we will wind up running at least one of these. Like, it's a 2-power creature, it triggers our gremlins, it's a valid target for Playmate to get in for a lot of damage, and it's a really decent thing to copy with the Balloon Man. So that's true. If the Balloon Man's online, things like the Diversion Specialist get a lot better too, because we have cards to sacrifice. There's a third clown. Yeah, I think I'm more inclined to run the first attack in the box than the third clown. One attack in the box. Is that the Boiler? Oh no, that's Fear of Missing Out. That's still a good card, but I thought it was the Boiler Bilge. And that thing's insane. It is still a 2-power creature, and it does put a lot of pressure on the opponents. The 2/4 Ghost would not be terrible. If we wheel Scorching Dragonfire or even turn Inside Out. The Glimmer is fine. We got a lot of cards that we can wheel, but I think the Fear of Missing Out, giving you an extra attack, is probably the most potent out of them. It's also a 2-mana 2/3, so it's got really aggressive stats. You do need Delirium to get that, but we do have an artifact creature. We have a couple artifact creatures because of the toys, and I believe we have an enchantment creature or two. Do we want Norin? Is there a removal spell in this pack? There is not, so yes, we probably do want Norin. So if any of your creatures become blocked, you can choose to exile them, and then as long as you can pay for them that turn, you can redeploy them, which essentially lets you attack in the mid to late game with everything, and then just recast all of your guys that get blocked, that aren't good trades. Like, anything that's being chump attacked at that point, you get to exile, recast, and get its comes into play trigger. Alright, there's our second Hardened Survivalist, since we did not get, or Hardened Escort rather, since we did not get the other one from pack 1, we're going to take this now. So that way we have the double escort trick, and a second one for Jolly Balloon Man to give us the double escort trick. It puts a lot of pressure on opponents. They really need to find an answer to it quickly. Sheltered by Ghosts is probably one of the best removal spells in the set. It's cheap, and it gives the creature its on ward too. So they basically have to have specifically enchantment removal in the early game to kill it, because they're not going to be able to kill your enchanted creature unless you put it on like a 2 toughness creature and they actually have Pyroclasm. Then things get awkward, but yeah, you put Sheltered by Ghosts on your creature, it kills their guy for as long as this is in play, and it makes your guy a much better attacker. Do we want the Patch Playmate? Friendly Ghost is actually pretty strong, but I say as I look at my Jolly Balloon Man. So the Patch Play thing does work with the Balloon Man because it didn't enter from your being cast from hand, so the token is still a 1/1 double strike. I think I'm gonna try out the Playmate. I do know that the other ghost, like the friendly ghost, is good. From what I've seen in people playing in like early access and whatnot, the ghost is actually pretty good at forcing through damage. So there is temptation to grab it, especially with the Balloon Man. But don't want the Fear of Burning Alive as a top end that just kills the opponent with the thing. Maybe. I have what is it? 2 for my... Oh, they're down here because it treats it as the higher casting cost. So I do have 2 Glassworks already. Alright, so this one is really hard to keep alive, and you have to have cards in your graveyard for it to eat in order for it to get its cool trick. It's a good aggro creature, but I don't know that it's better than just taking another dual land, so that I make sure I have both my colors. Is this the wheel? This is not the wheel. I'm going to take the turn Inside Out. It puts a lot of extra damage on the board, and we have a lot of aggro creatures that I don't mind trading off. Alright, since we did pick up a turn Inside Out already, now I'm going to grab Friendly Ghost. +2/+4 is very hard to block, so. Alright, I can't imagine we're running any of these at this point. Like, my deck is full and I need to make cuts, and I think we have a decent deck, so I'm going to start taking uncommons for set completion unless there's something crazy. Like, I'll take the... Well, there's no uncommon either, but I'll take the Glassworks just in case I decide somehow I need another one. Cheerleader is better than Hand if I need another 2-drop. Creature is better than a basic land. And a Boiler Bilge. But not the good one. Not the Lord of the Boiler Bilge. Yeah, that thing is insane. Okay, we have 45 cards. We need to fix that, so... Let's start with T::Creature. Make sure we don't have an overabundance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are good on non-creature spells. We don't have too many. If anything, we have room for like another one if I really want to. As far as that's concerned. I'm going to run the Fear of Surveillance. I think the Cheerleader is slightly better, but having another enchantment creature helps to get Fear of Missing Out online. And Fear of Burning Alive if we decide to run it. Alright, we definitely don't need the Cult Healer. That's kind of not on topic here. I think our 2 5s are good. Might actually legit be the Vicious Clowns. They're okay, though, with the Ragged Playmates. We have the 2 Ragged Playmates, the Attack in the Box. I'm looking at our artifact creatures. I don't know that we need the Percussionist. It's a fine creature, like it dies pretty easily and gives you an artifact and creature in your graveyard. I think it's only okay for that. Yeah, the Patch Play thing in our deck is actually benefiting from entering with 2 -1/-1 counters, because then we can give it unblockable and then it's automatically hitting for 4 instead of having to attack and hope it gets in for 4. Yeah, all of these are decent in the deck. Maybe I don't need... Is there anything down here that I don't need that we can cut instead? I think I do want the Glassworks. We need some kind of interaction besides the Sheltered by Ghosts, which kind of makes the Violent Urge more important, because that lets it kill the creature and live, as opposed to Turn Inside Out, which lets us kill the creature and, you know, get a 2/2 back as a rebate for whatever one of our creatures died. It feels weird to cut the clowns, but because all of our other stuff is 2 power, and making them unblockable is kind of a big deal, but making our other things unblockable is also kind of a big deal. So I think they might be our worst creatures somehow. I mean, technically I think the Attack in the Box is worse, but I think it plays better with our other cards, and it's an artifact creature for helping us get Delirium for the Fear of Missing Out, so I think it has better synergy in the deck than what we're already running, so... Do we just cut the Fear of Burning Alive? I wonder if we cut the Fear of Burning Alive, if we just cut a land and go 16, because we only have the 2 5-drops at that point, and we're not super mana intensive. Like, it's a really good card with the Balloon Man, but I don't think by itself it's good enough. So then the question is, do we put back in one of the clowns, or do we put in the other Attack in the Box? Because they're both good in the deck. And I think at that point we put in the clown, because I do think the clown is still good. I want the 1 Attack in the Box for its synergies with the other cards. But I don't think we need 2 of them. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Red, white, aggro. Usually pretty good when a format's new. We just have to worry about running into the Pyroclasms is all. Alright, we have both of our colors, and we're on the play, and we have an aggro start. Yeah. Yeah, seems good. Ooh, and our opponent's on a mulligan. This might be a fast game in our favor. Unless they mulligan into a really good hand. We get to go Cheerleader into Hardened Escort, which is going to make it very easy for the If the Cheerleader can attack on turn 3, it will almost definitely be able to attack on turn 4. Ooh. Well, they also have an aggro creature start, so... yeah, we still play her out. The Playmate requires a mana investment, so... It's not like I'm going to be able to attack with the Cheerleader. Honestly, if they took a mulligan, they have 6 cards in their hand still because they were on the draw. Do I just trade her off? Probably. Like, they're down a card. They're also an aggro deck. Yeah, I think that's fine. Also, we're flooding a little bit. This is going to be our 5th land now that we have, so we don't even need the Carnival. At first I was worried with the Carnival. Ooh, the Seneschal's really dangerous, and we are flooding out real bad. I don't think they're blocking with them, though. Yeah. Play a 4/3 Menace. Well, that's an artifact, not an enchantment, so that doesn't trigger Victor. Okay, that is infinitely more than enough land. We need our Gremlin. We need our Gremlin real bad. This is sacrifice another creature or enchantment. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna rumble with the 4/3 first. They would have to double block in order to do anything about it. Okay. We play out the Playmate. I think we play the dual land now, because we don't need the mana. Poke the eyes. Do they do anything? Oh, they close. Stop peeking at the eyeballs. Ah, they come back eventually. We play whack-a-mole with the glowing evil eyes. Do they do a thing? Nope. Now you can turn the TVs off. Snuff the candles? We can. Ooh, and wow, they have a lot of good rares so far. Like stuff that can be really problematic. I mean, we can basically attack for 7, and it's nearly unstoppable next turn, unless they just want to chump. So, we're still in a good spot to race them here. But the lifelink guy is going to be a problem if we don't kill them quickly, so... Yeah, next turn they're going to have to chump block, so... Because their guy doesn't get lifelink until end of combat. Wait, does Victor gain life on the first mode? No, he surveils too. Yeah, he doesn't have a life gain option. It's surveil 2, second time makes me discard, third time puts a creature from the graveyard into the battlefield. Which, that requires them casting 3 enchantments in the same turn, so unless they've been stockpiling Fear of Lost Teeth, I don't see that happening. The only problem is they get to attack with the role model and hold back the other 2, and if they have another creature, they potentially get to put a lot of pressure on me here. Is he optional? Or another creature counter on it dies? No, he's not. If we kill the toy, if we can find our Glassworks and kill the toy, they have to put the counters on one of their other creatures. They did go with lifelink. They have a hardened escort. Alright. Dies or leaves the battlefield? Dies. Alright, so... we can absorb one of their creatures here. So Victor hasn't been able to do much. They actually haven't had enchantments. If I put it on this thing, I have to give it, whatchamacallit first. Unblockable first. So, I think that is what we do. And then we, grasp the 2/4 with our 2/4, which forces them to block with Victor and the doll, which kills all of their creatures. Yep. Oh, it's on target creature. I missed that. I thought you had to put it on one of your creatures. So we did want to eat the doll then, and 4, 5, so they'd only lose one of their creatures. Yeah, I guess that's still fine. Like, neither of my guys could be unblockable anymore, anyway. So, I guess it's fine that we lost the 2/2 there. Right of the Moth, back the toy. Yeah, okay, so the toy is actually kind of brutal. Yeah, now my guy's not unblockable. And they're going to gain 2 life. So I need a way to get the toy back off the table. Or I'm going to lose this game now. Yeah, I missed that it could go on any creature. Oh, I do not have Delirium. Will I get Delirium if my thing dies? Artifact, creature, enchantment, no. So, I do get a loot, though, if nothing else. So we cast the Fear of Missing Out. Discard the land. Discard the planes. Oh, another planes. Seems correct with this format. So Fear of Missing Out has to attack in order for the other thing to get to attack. So... let's attack for 4 then. Because then their 3/3 can't comfortably attack into my 3/4 lifelink ward 2 creature. Like, they get to put the lifelink counter on the thing, but then they still only have 1 body. This is gonna be close. Like, any relevant spell from them is gonna be really problematic. Have a way to kill the fear. They're looking at the Fear of Missing Out, trying to figure out if they need to kill it. But... because if they kill the Hardened Escort, at least I get Delirium. And then it might be possible for me to kill them if they don't have 2 blockers on their turn. I don't think they can attack now. Oh, Ah, they're going to attack. I was going to say... so, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean... oh, we block that... oh no, it won't gain lifelink until after combat damage is dealt. So... we do block here, we take the 8. Okay, that's fine. Because I still only have 1 blocker. They're going to 7, so yeah. So we still get to kill them with, as long as they can't kill either of my two creatures, we still get to kill them. Right? This doesn't have to attack. Oh, it does have to attack, but that's still okay. So, just go attack with both, trigger him, target that. They block the 2/3, they take 4, and then they take 4 and die. Yep. Assuming they have nothing. Okay. Got a little bit dicey at the end there. We flooded out during that game, but fear of missing out pushed us through, and losing our guy let us kill them with the fear of missing out from the extra attack instead of the other creature having been able to attack, so it wound up... Like I said, as long as they didn't actually have another piece of interaction, we were good. We have so many 2-drops. This is a terrible hand. Alright, we have to mulligan that. And somehow it's worse? What? We have so many 2-drops, Arena. What the hell? What the actual hell? Okay. It's fine. We'll draw one of them. Draw a 2-drop and everything will be fine? No? Okay. Cool. Thanks. That's great. I hate it. Well, at least if we're gonna flood out, we'll be able to play Fear of Immobility, but... Alright, we're casting the Balloon Man. If they have the counterspell, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble, but if they don't, we get to play the attack in the box and copy it immediately next turn. Oh, good. They were just reading him. Does have haste. Yeah, let's get in for a point. They're blue-green. Yep. Okay. Like, there's nothing that they're going to have there that's going to be a problem for the Balloon Man. Alright, so next turn we play the attack in the box, use the Balloon Man to copy, assuming they don't, like, bounce him here with something. There's, like, multiple cheap bounce spells that blue-green could have to tempo me here, but... Oh, can we turn off this lamp? We can! Are there any other lamps? Oh, no. That can't be a lamp because it's where my phases are. That would be weird. Alright, played the forest that they grabbed. And there's one of the bounce a creature for some amount of mana. Alright, the other card they put in the graveyard was a Head Shredder. Alright, I'm gonna play the attack in the box then. Next turn we can still play the Balloon Man and copy it, and if I decide I want to block, I want to block with it. I want to threaten to block with a 2/4 that will actually kill their guy, rather than threatening to block with a 1/4 that's just a free roll attack. There's no reason for them not to turn their guy sideways at me. They should probably still attack. Like, the Balloon Man is such a combo with the attack in the box that they probably either need to kill it if they can, or need to push damage through, because they're not going to be able to block for the rest of the game, basically, on the 5/1 flyer, until they kill the Balloon Man, which they're blue-green. That's going to be a little difficult to do. They need a bigger body, or a counterspell here, either or. They main phased Entity Tracker, so they're going to play a... Okay, they're going to play a thing... Alright, I'm pretty sure I still get the regular attack in the box without the enchantment on it if I do this. Yeah. This is going to be a real fast clock now. We still need to kill the entity tracker, because that's a lot of card advantage. But I did want to get our thing on the... Oh my god! That is a tremendous amount of card advantage. We definitely have to kill one of those at least next turn. The Glassworks. Like, that has to be my turn next turn, before they find enchantments and dig their way out of this combo. They'll find something eventually that deals with the Balloon Man. If they don't have the 2 creatures punch a creature already. Although... Yeah, no, they drew a card last turn, so... And they definitely want to save that for the Balloon Man. It looks like that might even be... They have a Monstrous Emergence and another big creature. Okay. That's fine. It's FOMO, but... I really wish we had drawn a land there so we could deploy the Cheerleader also. That sucks a lot. Alright. Definitely killing the... one of these things, though. We have the Fear of Immobility eventually for the Beastie to slow it down. But if I don't get out from underneath this thing soon, they're going to hit an enchantment, they're going to draw, like, 2 cards, and then draw more cards, and spiral out of control. Yep, that makes an enchantment. That would have been 3 mana for 3 power and toughness and 2 cards. Still, 3 mana for 3 power and toughness and 1 card is gonna be enough to seal the deal, I feel like. That's awfully bold of them. There is the +3/+0 trick. That would be really bad for them if I had that here. Unfortunately, I don't, so... Yeah. Let's get an artifact into our graveyard for Delirium. Once the Balloon Man's down. Alright, that is an artifact, not an enchantment. Still not great for me, but... No. Not a lot of things here are great for me, unfortunately. Yeah, 2 entity trackers is probably going to be one too many. They milled that, so that almost has to be a creature at this point. These things are 5/4, so this can still trade with them. So yeah, I think I locked down the flyer then. Because if they put that in the graveyard, then they almost definitely have a creature under that that's going to be relevant. Because they have enough mana to just flip that up and have a 5/4 flyer next turn, or on this turn, so... I can't imagine that they didn't have a decent creature. They just wanted to flip face up. I mean, I am all for them moving the Windbreaker around rather than deploying a 5/4. There weren't a lot of things they could have that would stop the Jolly Balloon Man. They did have one of them, though. And that's disappointing, because they'd be almost dead here at this point if the Balloon Man had just been sitting in play this whole time. We probably would have deployed the 5/4 instead of the 4/4 this turn and hoped to draw land this turn coming up, but other than that, I'm pretty sure our sequencing is very much the same, and we wouldn't have blocked with the 0/2 because we would have been attacking them the whole time with it as a 5/1 flyer. Unfortunately, a lot of our creatures are small and unimpactful on this board. We do have 2 of our larger ones, though, that kind of force a little bit of action. But if we start drawing, like, 2/2s for 2... Creature was... Oh! Well, I get punished for tapping it now. But they were going to be able to do that anyway and hit me for 3 in the air, so... That's not a huge deal, but yeah. This is, if not the most broken uncommon in the set, the front runner for best uncommon in the set. Like, this thing is insane. It's just infinite value. Like, almost literally infinite value. Alright, so we play out the 2-4, although it's not very good without the other one. We do need to get it online, and play out a 2-3, because they're going to have so many 2-2s here, but yeah, we can't stop the 3-2 from doing its thing right now, so... You just kind of have to shore up the ground against all of the 2-2s that they're going to be making. Yeah, I think she's low enough impact. Not nothing, but it's also not great here. It'll allow me to attack with the 4-4 at least, but I would have much rather drawn Fear of Missing Out, or not Fear of Missing Out, Jump Scare. That's the card I'm thinking of. Alright, so they have a 2-2 that if it's tapped, they get a land. That was their very first manifest. But yeah, they can just keep attacking me for 3 in the air. And that's a... We only have 3 more turns of that. 2 more turns, and then we're dead on the 3rd one. So we're going to need to find something just to stop that. And then we're going to die to them putting it on the beastie or something. So... I'm pretty sure we have 0 outs to win this game. This is one of the ones where I would need Pyroclasm, because it would kill everything except the 5-4 and the 2-3. And the 0-4. Yeah, we're like 0% to win this game. I'm prepared to call it. We're going to have to start trading or chump blocking with stuff soon to not be dead, and we are infinitely behind on board. Yeah, the 3-2 Survivor... 3-2 Survivor is probably better than most of the rares or mythics in this set. Like, Oiler Bilge, no. Valvagoth, if you can cast him or cheat him into play, no. But most of them. Ah, somebody likes Sunshower Druid so much they decide that will be their name from now on. Unless they haven't gotten around to changing their name for the new set. Alright, I'm gonna keep this. We get to discard one of these extra lands. So even though we're a bit flooded... We're at 16 lands and we're flooding, by the way. In every game so far, we've had an abundance of land. So we'll discard a mountain. And this is fine so far. I don't need the Friendly Ghost on 4. And we got a land into our graveyard for our Fear. And we found our 4th land anyway, so... Unfortunately, the opponent has done nothing, so... Our turn 3 is completely wasted. I'm not casting Shatter Yard on an empty board. Nothing on 3. Alright, I'm gonna be mana efficient. If they have the counterspell, fine. Like any of the counters is fine. Ah, they're gonna let me manifest. That's neat. Oh, wow. No, that's great. That just bled us through 2 extra lands. They have creature and land. Our 2-3 is way worse than their 3-2. I think I just wait, because they haven't been giving me creatures to target, so I think we just sit on the Glassworks for now. Like, we'll kill their guy next turn. Oh, we'll kill their Entity Tracker now. They get a card first. They get a Surveil and a card first. So, they build a land, took a spell, presumably. Alright, that's the last land I want to draw now. It's fine, because it gets our cheerleader to do her thing. This turn, but... That's fine. They gave us that 2-2 for free, so... Well, they gave us that 2-2 in exchange for a card, so we got our card back, functionally. Alright, 3-3 that can attack. More mana. They're gonna Meat Locker I assume my cheerleader... Oh, if they meat locker my cheerleader, it gains flying forever. So they're gonna hit FOMO instead. Alright, so the options on the meat... Let's draw a bunch of cards. This is make a 3/3. So I can play the Balloon Man and attack them for 1 in the air. Or I can play the Balloon Man, sheltered by Ghost, their other 3/3, and start jamming. And this will be on a 3-power flyer now. Yeah, okay. I think I like that a bit better. And now if we draw lands, we can Jolly Balloon Man the fear of missing out. Yeah, I don't think their 3/3 even matters now. Now that our guy has flying and lifelink, and our other thing is a scary monster clown, feeling pretty confident here. The fact that our other thing is a scary monster clown has me feeling pretty confident. Alright, that's a silly one to be able to copy also. And let's hope they don't have Damnation here, because it is on the special guest list. Alright, so they don't have enough to murder the flyer, but a flash enchantment would let them trade with it. So I guess we kill the flyer, so that way they have to do something to save it first, and we know if the cheerleader's in danger. If we save the cheerleader, we save the game. That's a reference that's only like 20-some-odd years old. Alright, so Jolly Balloon Man. If we copy this, then it gives the ground one indestructible, and this one gives the cheerleader indestructible, I guess. Oh no, we give the fear of missing out indestructible, never mind. We attack with everything. So this one protects FOMO. This one protects that one in case they have something. And if they spend the turn... I was gonna say, if they spend the turn stopping the cheerleader, which they can't do now, and they're off it. They saw the cards that they drew and they're like, no, this isn't happening. Can't kill the Balloon Man. Alright. Yeah, it's true. We do have a decent amount of flood insurance with FOMO and the 2 gremlins. And exponentially so with the Balloon Man, so I think we're good, even though we keep flooding out randomly. Alright, so this is the game where I don't draw my 3rd land ever. We are on the draw, though, so I don't think I can mulligan a hand that has 2-drop, 3-drop, and both of our colors. That thing's a problem. That thing's a big problem, and we don't have a way to kill it. Yeah, every turn it's a loot, and if they manage to play a face-down card, it's a straight-up draw card instead. So, this game might get a little rough. We have to hope that they just play bodies, and that we can force through attacks. I'm gonna Glass Yards the 2/3 next turn, if it's at all vulnerable. Yep, they just get to draw a card now. They get to make a 2/2 flyer and draw a card this turn. So yeah, we're just gonna Glassworks the 2/3. Thing's way too good here. Gave them a loot and a straight up card draw now. I have another Playmate in my hand, so I'll offer this trade. Care if they take it. Alright, so they didn't have a creature underneath it, and they did lose access to Meat Locker. That's okay for me. Everyone's fine. Can play the 2/4 next turn. If I could play the Gremlin and hold up the first strike trick, maybe. But since I can't, let's play the 2/4 first. The next turn... Oh, they have the counterspell. Okay. Never mind, then. Disregard. Moving on. Yeah, we're in real danger of losing this because they have board position and they got a few extra card draws out of it. Because now they can make their dog fly. That's a 5-turn clock by itself. Or they can hold up counterspells forever, I guess. That works, too. Alright, so I guess since we want to find land and we don't want to discard the spells in the meantime, we play the Gremlin first. See what kind of reaction that gets from them. They gotta have something here. They pass the turn with 5 mana available. Oh, okay. We'll put the Gremlin on the bottom, that's fine. Drawing a 4th land lets us theoretically, like, Playmate and Sheltered by Ghosts to get one of their creatures off the board and give us a lifelink creature if I need to. Although they still didn't cast anything, which means they still have nothing but, like, reactionary cards in their hand. And the worst part is I keep drawing planes, so I can't hold up the trick even if this creature hits the board. I have to hope that they keep, like, countering my spells and dealing with them with 1-for-1 removal here. Yeah, okay, so now I get to Manifest Dread. So we'll put that as the creature. Now, granted, now I'm going to have to trade with one of their creatures here, most likely, and they have 2 different things they can make fly. So, I'm still in a ton of trouble. In fact, they have 2 different things they can make fly, so if they just... Yeah, easiest trade ever. So grateful they let me do that. Like, I don't think they should have. I think they should have just hit me with the flyer, so that way if I interact with their flyer, I don't leave them with no creatures on board. We're casting this one first in case it's the counterspell that if I pay 2, they get to Surveil. And then following up with this one. Because now they either need to deal with the cheerleader with the same thing they were going to deal with it with, or they need to get rid of that. Oh, they're going to Manifest Dread instead. Okay. Because I was going to say, because the cheerleader can gain flying. Alright. They have 1 card in their hand, and they're still letting me trade. Deal. Sold. I'm hoping it's a creature now. Oh, I wasn't hoping that was a creature. I was hoping that the card in their hand was a creature, so that they would play it and I would absorb it. Well, yeah, we gotta get rid of that thing now. And they did tap out, so that's helpful. So let's go ahead and eat their 4/4 flyer. And jam for 3 lifelink. So I can't block with this thing now anyway. Alright. Back in this. They can't kill my creature. We're fine. Or my enchantment. If they can do either of those, then I'm dead. I did briefly consider Violent Urge, but I think I need to save that for when they try and block my creature. Cathartic Parting. Well, guess I'll die then. They get their 4/4 back. I lose my lifelink. Everything's awful forever. Go back to 6. They have another 4/4. Jesus. Please stop. Please stop. End of my turn. Did not draw a land. Really need to draw a land here, is the problem. Because now I can lock down one, but the other gets airborne, and I can't use the trick to trade for it. So I don't really have a ton of options here. Yeah, having a remove... That's the problem with this set, is removal that is itself. An enchantment is vulnerable to a lot of the removal in this set, and... yeah, I kind of have to take 4 this turn, and then I die. Because Norrin can't block, so... I literally cannot win this game, I don't think. Yeah, that does it. Alright. I don't think playing the trick would have me at 5 right now, so I would have lived another turn, but then my thing where eating their guy becomes a chump, or a trade, doesn't work out, so yeah, I think I needed to keep the trick, try and force a trade later on, but... or, like, force a trade with the combat trick in my hand for one of their guys instead of just trying to get in for extra damage. Because dealing damage to them did nothing because they had 2 of the 4/4s that gain life. And while that's kind of a filler card, they're still completely out of range of damage, so... Alright. Could be our last game. We'll find out. Opponent's going first, but... we have an aggressive creature that lets me look for our 3rd land and a way to keep it alive in combat, so... we don't naturally draw our 3rd land in 3 draw steps. What do you think, opponent? If I play with your game console here. The game console doesn't, like, make the TVs flicker or something when you touch it. Seems like a missed opportunity. Another blue-green deck. Blue-green does seem like one of the more powerful decks once you get it rolling. Like, green just seems like an incredibly strong color in this set because of the 3/2 and all of the other... like, all of the other cards in it are perfectly serviceable too, but that one 3/2 really pushes it over the top. It's kind of like when you can be red-green in Modern Horizons 3. You just do that in case you see Chris. Like, you always want to try and get to Chris, if you can. Ah, they played a white-blue land. That's the rare one, then? Because they played it untapped. Prefer if I did not get an extra look for my land, which is really going to suck when we don't draw a land next turn. We just have to recast him. Oh, that's going to suck so much. Please draw the 3rd land. And it was a decision, too, and they milled a creature. Now, they milled a creature that they can't flip up for, like, 2 more turns, but... alright. The downside to this is because I have the mountain, I won't be able to jump scare this thing and still cast Fear of Surveillance if I don't draw a land next turn. But if I do draw an untapped land, I can play the clown and jump scare if they like try and block and do combat tricks or double block or something. That way I can eat all of their creatures. Not lose my evil teddy bear. Doll face in his tummy. Seriously, who patched him by putting a doll face in his tummy? Like, you had the other pieces of this doll, I'm assuming. Why did you use the face? You were trying to make a monster at that point. Is that the... yeah, it's the bounce one. It's gonna keep tempoing me for the rest of the game. Oh, and it's that idiot! Hooray! And they just get to draw a card because a permanent was turned face up this turn. Alright. Alright, I see you. So we're going to Glassworks now and kill that. Because we're not under any pressure, and that thing's a problem. As we've proven in the other games. Ooh, maybe they tap out for something medium, and I just get to Razorkin next turn, off the top. Is this the one that makes a 3/3? No, this is the one that draws cards if they can deal combat damage with at least one creature. It draws a card if any of their creatures get through. Alright. That is a 2/2 and a 1/1. If I draw my land, I can attack with the Razorkin. I did not draw my land. So the Balloon Man copying that one is just a 1/1 flying double strike. I guess we play the Clown out so I can hold up Jump Scare for right now. In case they do something. Because making the copy of the Clown makes the Clown a 4/3 anyway. So... although making the copy of the Clown isn't that great. Because the Clown itself can't attack. Because the blue man's going to eat up my white man. I don't know that I would want to do that anyway. Oh god, Duskmourn when they're on 5. Well, they get a free 5/5 now. Oh, that's so disgusting. Okay. Alright, that actually helps, because that lets me trade my guy for their guy. Only as a sorcery. Alright. So yeah, we'll play the Balloon Man. That makes the Clown a 4/3. We don't attack, though, because we need to block Primo over there and try and trade my Clown and my Trick for Primo and the top card in my library being a creature now. It's fine. We still have better things to copy with the Balloon Man. Like, Hardened Escort is still top tier. Patch Plaything will be fine once we're stable. The biggest problem is that in 2 land drops, they get a 7/7 if I can't kill Duskmourn, and I don't kill creatures very well with this deck. We have like 3 Glassworks and Sheltered by Ghosts, and that's it. Although Sheltered by Ghosts on the 7-drop Primo is probably fine. Stop looking at my Balloon Man. Don't you hurt my Balloon Man. I need that. Unless it's very specifically the ghosts on the 5/5 and attack me for 6, then I get to trade with it and get my Balloon Man back. Yeah, that's a problem too. Everything they have that attacks me will have Death Touch. Well, not everything, but things will attack me with Death Touch. Yeah, I kind of have to go for this one. I have to be mana efficient. I have to stop the 5/5 from killing me in, like, 4 turns. If they have anything here, I just get blown the hell out. Yep. I have been blown the hell out. That's not even great here. I actually need my 5th mana so I can get my stupid Razorkin down so I can start churning. I can start making copies of him and make 2 1/1s a turn. That would actually get me back into this. So in the meantime, play that. Yeah, I'm just going to take too much damage now. Can't target itself. Like, the 2/4 is holding off functionally Duskmourn and the 1/1. The 5/5 and the 2/2/2s get to rumble here. And I don't think I have a good block. Maybe I was supposed to play the Friendly Ghost because of that. And just trade with the 2/4. Because I need to trade with, or not the 2/4, trade with the 2/2, trading my 2/4. Because I kind of need to stop that thing. And the 5/5 gets to rumble regardless, so... yeah, this is all bad. This is all very bad. If I get my 5th land in time and can get the Razorkin down, But I kind of needed to do it this turn. Like, this was the turn that I needed that to happen. So... well... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 7. They have a 5-power creature and a 2/2 death touch. That's giving the 5-power creature death touch. Or one of the other creatures death touch, you know, whichever. Yep, too little, too late. I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to play the Razorkin and attack with the Balloon Man to get the Razorkin's creature. Okay. We're not dead, we're dying. We're dying very well. We are going to lose this game. Almost definitely. But if we somehow manage... if they have, like, nothing but lands in their hand and we survive this turn, we can win this. We're gonna need to just generate enough board position... I was gonna say just that one, because that's great for me if it's just that one. Okay. So, yeah, we chump with one of the tokens. We go to 5. So far, everything's fine. And we're dead. Everything... we're not dead. But we're close. So... 1 mana here. It doesn't matter that the 1/1's not living, because it doesn't need to. Like, we just need the bodies on the ground at this point. So they can chump the... or, yeah, they can block the 1/1 and eat it, and it doesn't matter. This is purely about living. If they're worried and they don't want to lose their 4/4 on top of that... Alright, so they take the 1. We go white and 1, 2. Redeploy the teddy bear. Lose the token. Pass the turn. So depending on what they attack with here and what they give death touch, we might be able to just eat the Fear of Falling. Like, if they don't use it to shrink the plaything and give it death touch, I think we're good. And that's asking an awful lot out of them to realize that they need to do both. Yep, here comes the 5/5. Here comes everybody. So we're probably gonna have to chump with some of my other things, unfortunately, but... and if they have anything, we just straight die. Like, that's a given here. Oh, please target the Razorkin for some reason. That's actually better for me if they target the Razorkin. They did not target the Razorkin. And they're going to give the 2/2 death touch? Yeah. So they have to have nothing here in order for this to work out for me. So, yeah. Our creature gets +2/+2, fine. Okay, it does not untap a creature. If it untapped the creature, I might have had to more seriously consider what we're doing here, but... and go to 3? I think we kind of have to at this point. I can't... like, I'm killing the thing that turned off my thing from being able to stop the Death Touchers next turn, so... alright, again, if they have anything, I just die, so here's hoping they have Stone Nothing. That's not Stone Nothing, that's another big body. And that's another potential trick. Alright, play that out. Jolly Balloon Man has to copy that again. Go to combat. Back for 1. Make 2 more bodies. Go to damage. Pass the turn. Token dies. Alright. First strike to kill one of the Death Touchers. Double strike to kill the other Death Toucher. Block the 2 5-power creatures. And eat something else. And live. I cling by a thread. That's gonna have to be good enough, because that's all I got in me right now. I mean, it's a 2-3. That's probably the least obnoxious thing they could have done here. Just send the team, it's fine. So we go to blocks. 2-2 double strike blocks the Death Toucher. 1-1 blocks a 5-4, 1-1 blocks a 5-5. And I could even just have the 2-4 trade for the 2-2 Death Toucher at this point. Because then the Razorkin is still holding off their guys, though. Yeah, we still have to... We have to kill their 2 things here to take them off of problematic creatures, because our infinite 1/1s are going to hold the ground here, so... So now I run the risk of, or have to ask the question, can I attack? I don't quite think so yet. It's close, though. Like, their 2 big guys are tapped. But I kind of have to keep making copies of him, so... we make the copy of him. We cast the 2-4 out and buff that one because I'm going to attack with it anyway. Swing 3 in the air, make the 2 bodies. So they are at 6 lands now, so the next land they play will turn Primo into a 7/7. Like, the first one will die, and the new one will come back untapped as a 7/7. Or, well, technically they'll get a 7/7, and they'll choose to keep the 7/7 one, unless they misclick. Yeah, it's really bad, giving them more cards to work with. I'm amazed that at no point in time, like, instead of playing out the 2-3, they didn't just activate their locker room, but... Oh no, the locker room is the draw when they hit me. Never mind, I'm thinking of the diner. Wrong card. They can't punch out one of my 1/1s. They have to kill, like, Balloon Man or at least Razorkin at that point. There's no conceivable way they're killing... They're looking at the 1/1s, but I don't think that's where we're going here. Well, that thing's also a massive problem that I need to deal with. There's a lot of things I need to deal with. I am very slowly killing them, though, so there's a chance to win this game as long as they keep missing out on the thing they most need, which is a way to kill one of my creatures here. I'm hoping they're just doing combat math and they're trying to figure out if they can attack with stuff. Like how bad it goes for them. Because now I'm disincentivized to kill the Beastie and let them manifest because of the Analyst. Yeah, if they're just going to attack with those 2, then it's block with a 1/1, block with a 1/1. And hope they don't... There's no trample... Oh, no, there is. There's a +2/+2 in trample that will just kill me, but... Yep. They hit their 7th land, so the next one is 11. Okay, so... Oh! What? Yeah. Okay, so... Alright, we... copy him. Take another one. Attack... or go to combat. Attack for 3, because we need to start getting damage in. Then we kill the Analyst and play the Fear of Surveillance that they've known I've had for forever and a day. Yeah, none of my things kill at instant speed, so we're just going to kill the things that give them tons of card draw and advantage, and make sure we have enough bodies on the table to not be dead here. That's a good sign, because if they're getting through for damage, I'm dead, so... If they're doing that, that means they have nothing better to do with their time. Alright. So... Well, first, before we do that, we Jolly Balloon Man him again. Yeah, and since they didn't bother attacking last turn, I'm actually building out a board now. Now they're in danger of getting overrun and dying. Even if they can deal with, like, one of the things. I'm kind of hoping this is an attack with all because they're dying next turn. Whew! They had everything except a kill spell. Is what that came down to. They had everything except a removal spell. So we get to keep going. Ah, that feels good. Uh-oh. Did the server crash? Was it too much? Unable to join event. The server might have crashed. Hang on a second. Hopefully this didn't put me in a game. If it did, then I get to file for reimbursement, and I get my 3 wins. Does it cut me off of other things? Alright, we're gonna try and reload Arena here. Ooh. I mean, there's nothing important on that page, but... I did not realize my Discord was still open. Alright, let's see if we can get back in. If we can't get back in and the servers have crashed, then I'll post the last... Oh, wait, maybe. Hang on. Oh, well, we have to do all of this first. We have to see if it finds the server or not. Okay. Continue our Duskmourn game. Just lost the server for a second. Or maybe the actual draft servers are down. Maybe sometimes when they have a problem with the draft where it's like spewing money or creating a thing where they just have to like reimburse everybody, they shut off the server for that. So that way nobody can participate until, yeah. Okay, we'll give it a tiny bit to see if we can get back in. Maybe it let me connect to the game, but maybe the server for the game is down entirely while they fix whatever went wrong. Which is weird. It's kind of weird that I can connect to the server enough to get into the game, like the client, but not enough to do any of the other things. Yeah, okay. Looks like the servers are just down. Alright, well... unable to get the things from the store. Yeah, something went wrong, and either something went wrong and just crashed everything, or something went wrong and they can't fix it without stopping everybody from doing the thing, so... Alright, so that's going to do it for me for right now. I hope you enjoyed my first trip to Duskmourn. I'll try and post the rest of this, but those videos always do weirdly when I do that on YouTube, but we'll try. And I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.